Has it ever struck you funny that a rabbit, a bunny rabbit, is running around with a basket full of eggs? I mean, on the one hand, you can look at the holiday and say, well, this is just the fun, fanciful thing that we do while celebrating the resurrection of Christ, or while celebrating the Passover. And the fact of the matter is, the tradition of the Easter egg predates either of those traditions. In fact, they have what I would call fractal examples of the same tradition of Easter, except expressed in their own personal religion. You know, what's kind of fascinating is that in some religions, such as the Greek Easter tradition, they take red eggs, and it's a game, two people head to head, and they bang the eggs against each other until one breaks. And the winner is the person with the egg that doesn't break. There was a cataclysm between two planets, and the one that didn't break was the winner, because that was the Earth. Easter eggs are ubiquitous amongst different cultures, and one of the ways you can consider this is to look at the use of the bunny in the story. We get the bunny from the original rabbit, if you will, from the story of Henny Penny and the Sky is Falling. Remember, the original story is about a rabbit, and the rabbit is lying under a tree, and he is awoken by a giant ruckus. But the story is about a rabbit. And in that story, the rabbit can be seen as what I would call the common people. So the bunny, the Easter bunny, as the individual who is delivering, the eggs, is to say that what we're talking about is something that the survivors did. Now, why would the survivors do an Easter egg? And the answer is that there was a cataclysm. And then there was the day after. And then there was the week after. And about 45 days after, they realized we have to start repopulating. And we had Valentine's Day. In Rome, it was called Lupercalia. But it was a recognition that survivors began repopulating the planet. 45 days from that day comes to just about the Vernal Equinox, which is the halfway point between the winter solstice and the summer solstice. And that is the tradition that we're really celebrating when we celebrate Easter, is that vernal equinox, the passing into the season where things go from being frozen as a byproduct of the cataclysm, right, the ice age, from things being frozen to thawing. And in that very first spring, after the cataclysm, as the snow melted, there were surprises of things that had survived all over the place. There were little Easter eggs found that told them things might not be so bad. This isn't just a cataclysm, it's a rebirth and a renewal. Spring has always been about growth, but that true Easter egg is the one that can only come about 40 to 45 days after Lupercalia. Because the true Easter egg was the new life in the belly of the mother who had survived the cataclysm. After the initial spring, and probably for subsequent springs, every year they would go out and find new species that survived. That there were trees growing, and that there were plants growing underneath all the snow. And so to memorialize the discoveries of those Easter eggs, they created the tradition of actual Easter eggs. The question is, why Easter, Bob? Why use the word East in the tradition? And the answer is, the Earth rotated east into the sun. And the more it rotated east into the sun after the cataclysm, the more things thawed. And so in the eastern movement of the planet, the Great Recovery, the one that you see right now all around us, began. And it was an amazing time. I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter, and I want to thank you very much. Don't forget to click that like, share, and subscribe button. Peace.